Welcome Capricorn to your weekly reading. This is for the 10th to the 17th of November. We are going to go ahead and see all the possible energies and messages coming through for you for this week. Capricorn, I'm going to start off by looking at the possible energy beginning the week. We will then take a look at your possible challenges, if any. Thirdly, we will look at messages and advice from Spirit. We'll then move on to see what your unexpected blessing is this week. And finally, the possible outcome of the week. Capricorn, this is a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm going to start off over here with Seven of Wands and Death and Rebirth, and we're looking at the possible energy beginning the week. Now Capricorn, this is a great start to the week. What I am seeing here is that there has been something going on in your life, Capricorn, that you have been protecting, you have stood up for. It's something I feel that means a lot to you. And even though there might have been a lot of criticism or negative comments around whatever this is, you held strong. There was something about whatever this is for you that you knew was right for you, and you were not prepared to let outside influences and opinions veer you from striving and wanting this in your life. Now, Capricorn, as you can imagine, this could be anything. This could be, my dear Capricorns, that you've decided to date again. And it doesn't matter how old you are. And the people around you think it's a dreadful idea. And they keep coming in and saying, Capricorn, what are you doing? You're setting yourself up. You're going to get your heart broken. But you know what you know. And what we see is at the beginning of this week, something happens, Capricorn, that allows old energy to die and a new day to dawn. So this tells us it allows this energy of all these comments coming towards you to end because you start something new. So there's great possibility that you actually either start dating again or you even meet somebody significant. Capricorn, you could have been dreaming of moving to a very particular place. Maybe it's a little quaint village, a coastal town, maybe it's even relocating to another country. And once again, you had a lot of obstacles coming towards you. It could be that you had to fight for a residency visa. It could be that you wanted to relocate to that coastal town and your boss refused to let you work remotely. What happens this week is the energy of all these wands coming towards you ends and a new day dawns. Meaning, my dear Capricorns, you find your way forward. This energy is over and you start planning that move because it now becomes possible. So as I said, a wonderful positive start to the week. Let's move on now and see what your possible challenges are. And we have 7 of Cups and 4 of Swords. Now, my dearest Capricorns, this week your challenge is to identify a particular dream, and I do feel it's something separate to what we have seen and spoken about, that has remained up there in the clouds in the spiritual realm. Something, my dear Capricorns, I do feel you think about quite often. I think this is your dream that you envision just before you fall asleep at night. This is the dream that when you wake up in the morning, You go there and imagine what it would be like if this was a reality. I do feel that this is something very connected to your heart. Something, my dear Capricorns, that just makes you feel safe, secure, knowing that this dream is there. This week, you're being asked to do something actual to make it a reality. To understand that the dreaming, the thinking, the meditating is wonderful. It opens up the doorway. But we live, my dear Capricorns, a physical experience. So you are being asked this week to just take one actual step forward on the physical realm to make this a reality. Because as much as the dreaming, the thinking, the meditating, and the visualizing is all wonderful and part of the process, you're now at the next step. You need to take one step forward. That's all you need to do this week. And my dear Capricorns, what will happen is that one step will lead to the next. And before you know it, this could become a reality. Now let us move on and see what Spirit would like to share with you. And we have 6 of Pentacles and Ace of Cups. Now Capricorn, this is a lovely message because I see that you are going to be given something this week of substance, something actual, something tangible. And once again, this could be anything. This could be, my dear Capricorns, that someone gives you a gift or you get a job offer or somebody asks you to go into business with them. This could be that somebody comes in, Capricorn, and gives you brilliant advice that actually allows you to make great strides forward in your love life, your family life, or your physical life. Something is coming in, and Spirit wants you to know that whatever is coming in with the energy of our Ace of Cups, the hand of God coming in with the cup of abundance. This is blessed and endorsed by Spirit. They want you to see it and accept it as the gift that it is. They want you to know that even though it might not seem huge or big initially, and sometimes Capricorn, somebody gives us a suggestion, somebody gives us an introduction or advice, and we go, thanks very much. But Spirit is saying, go deeper, because in that cup, my dear Capricorns, there is potential for the cup to run over with abundance and prosperity. Now, for many of you, my dear Capricorns, there could be a connection between these two energies. As you see, we have the heart here on a thread, and we have the heart in the center of the cup. So this could be something connected to that dream that you are going to take that first step forward. So perhaps, my dear Capricorns, whatever is coming in, all you need to do is say, thank you, I accept. And that is your first step forward. It could be that great advice that gets your business going. It could be that introduction to somebody that is going to be a great romantic partner. It could be that somebody gives you a loan that allows you to relocate or to move. It is blessed and endorsed by Spirit. Spirit wants you to accept this so this dream now can become a reality. Let's move on now and see what your unexpected blessing is this week. And we have 8 of Pentacles and 5 of Swords. Capricorn, this week what you're going to find is that all this energy of working so hard, striving for what you want, and having to listen to all that negative comments coming towards you is going to release. This is something quite magical when it happens, especially Capricorn, if you have been living with this for months. It's really challenging, Capricorn, when we have somebody jabbering in our ear continuously, What are you doing, Capricorn? You're going to fail, Capricorn. Capricorn, that is not the way to do things. Why don't you just go the conventional route? How many times have I told you, Capricorn, you're going to lose a lot of money? When we have this continuously coming towards us, it starts to wear us down and we can start second guessing ourselves. But this ends this week, as we saw with this wonderful energy of death and rebirth. You have something coming in that's going to change the landscape. And so as this ends, what we find, Capricorn, is that you find yourself now in a different position. You are able to focus on what you want to bring into your life. You can focus on making this dream a reality. And now, my dear Capricorns, there is nothing blocking you from moving forward and focusing on what this is for you. What I do see is that you are immediately immersed, my dear Capricorns, in the planning and thinking stage. The resistance is gone, and now you can just get on with the job of bringing in what you want to see in your life. Right, let us move on now and see what the possible outcome of the week is. And we have Ace of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. My dear Capricorns, at the end of the week, what I see for you is something quite wonderful. You know, Capricorn, when we don't have this energy of having to defend ourselves, having to look out for all the negative comments coming our way, having to always protect our dreams and beliefs, when this energy releases for us totally, it allows you to think creatively and strategically. And so we see your second ace coming in. Once we see two aces presenting in the reading, we know that something quite wonderful is taking place for you this week. The release of Seven of Wands and Five of Swords is going to allow you to think in a way, Capricorn, that you haven't thought in the longest time, because you've got no heavy toxic energy around you. You're free. You're able to concentrate on what you want to bring into your life. And so what I see is that by the end of the week, you, my dear Capricorns, are going to be struck with an incredible epiphany or idea when it comes to your abundance and prosperity. Now, this could be an idea with regards to this particular dream, or it could be something else completely. You could have an idea now to start your own business, and you've got a wonderful concept that all of a sudden has come to you. You could have an idea now on how you're going to take care of yourself in terms of physical exercise. Perhaps there is a particular sport you've always wanted to do, and by the end of the week you've decided, you know what, I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to learn it. I'm going to join a like-minded group, and I'm going to make this part of my everyday looking after myself plan. Remember, Capricorn, you can be abundant and prosperous in any area of your life. Take what comes through at the end of the week, because with 10 of Pentacles here, I do feel this is going to be so good for you and so successful for you in bringing in this energy of making you feel safe, secure, grounded and loved on the physical realm. Right, let's move on now and see what your guides would like to share with you for this week. So we just want to see now what Capricorn's guides would like to share with them, please. And you have Grace, Holy Spirit. Capricorn, Holy Spirit is coming in, and they want you to know that you are about to experience a far easier time as you release out of any energy that has been quite challenging for you. And whereas before you just dreamt and thought about things you wanted to bring into your life and nothing much happened, the energy of resistance now leaves you and you are left, my dear Capricorns, free to be you. You are blessed and guided and protected by Spirit, and now you can embrace this wonderful new chapter you are about to experience. That's all I have for you right now. I hope you enjoyed your reading. I wish you the most wonderful week, and I am sending you all so much love.